you are gonna find an internship. EU edition. Hey guys, I'm Alex. I'm a 24-year-old master's student doing European affairs at Sciences Po Paris, and I just moved to Brussels for my internship. I decided to go through all these EU traineeships, internships, whatever you call it, because I feel like many people don't know, or like it's limited to a very specific group of people, and I decided to make it even harder for those applying. No, I just want everyone to have an overview of all the options that you may not even know of. Yeah, and everything I'm going to say here is publicly available information just from the Commission website. Today we're starting with the EU Commission, which is the most typical one. It's called Blue Book Traineeship. It's probably the most popular one. It lasts 5 months. For the cohort starting in October, the deadline is the 7th of April 2026. So please do keep an eye on that. The way it works, so there's like a pre-selection at first. So then there you need to submit a bunch of documents. It's more about eligibility, but also like your diplomas, all the pay slips from past work experience and stuff like that. And then if you're pre-selected, only then can you see the actual positions that you can apply for later on. These positions will usually be in one of the European Commission DGs, so like Directorate Generals, which is like small ministries. So you would most likely be in Brussels, but also you might be in Luxembourg, or you might be in one of the executive agencies of the Commission in Brussels, or you might be also at one of the decentralized agencies that do not fall under the Commission, but they are also part of the Blue Book traineeship program. It's a bit complicated, but I mean, you'll see if you get there. It's not really a concern for now. That's the Blue Book traineeship, but you can be a European Commission intern even in other ways. For example, all member states have so-called European Commission representation, which is kind of like an EU embassy in that member state. And sometimes they offer traineeships or like internships for people. Usually it's unpaid and it's not that standardized, so sometimes they don't offer it at all. But it might be like a good way to gain some experience. You would just work there for like a month or two during summer. And yeah, if you don't have anything to do and you do live in the capital, it might be a good way of gaining some work experience. What you need to be careful about is that you can only do one EU traineeship in your life. Usually the limit is 6 weeks. So if you end up doing a traineeship for any EU institution longer than 6 weeks, then you cannot do it again at any EU institution. This rule is not that strict for every institution. Sometimes it's more strict, but you need to keep this in mind. For example, if you want to work at the representation of the European Commission, you probably want to do it for a shorter period of time so that you can always do a proper Brussels internship or something like that. So yeah, let me know if you have some questions next time I want to look at the European Parliament. Bisous.